Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to... There we go, that should be better. Welcome in to tonight's Super 2 race here at Albert Park. Race briefing will be on shortly, but welcome in everyone. Welcome. At the moment we're just catching a little bit of practice. Alright, we're going to head into race brief now. I will leave you with the standings video, which I actually managed to get around to finishing, unlike last week. So I'll leave you with that. We'll be back with you shortly for start of qualifying. Enjoy. Here's our Super 2 standings. Currently in first is Brody Sharp, followed by Dan Jankos. Third place is Zach Scowen. In fourth is Denzel Taylor. In fifth, we have Joshua Hughes. Sixth, we have Tony DeLuca. In seventh, we have Chayton Byron. In eighth, we have Cooper Hanair. Ninth is Cooper Shipley. 10th, we have Joe Gillespie. 11th is Adam Taylor. 12th is Jim Park. G'day, Maffey. 13th is Bill Kosmarikis. 14th is Matt Belton. 15th, we have Alex Fazzari. 16th, it's Cameron Smith. 17th, Scott Gannon. 18th is Blake Rankine. 19th is Tyson McDaniel. 20th is Faraz Naji, who may not actually be coming back, unfortunately. 24th, due to a few no-shows previously, is Angus Wells. And with that, we will move on to qualifying, where they've just started leaving pit lane. We'll watch in as Josh Hughes does his outlap. Endless keen for tonight. Yeah, good stuff. We're keen to be here. No red flags, please. Yes, that would be ideal. For those that aren't sure what Dan Sim Racing is mentioning, today's Formula 1 race had 3 separate red flags. It was an interesting one. Quite controversial. There's something to be said for the consistency though. However, we're not here for Formula 1, we're here for V8 Supercars Super 2 category for AK Racing, as Joshua Hughes is about to start his first flying lap. Heading into turn 1, making as much use of the track as is possible. Maximise exit speed on the run down to turn 3. Hard on the anchors. Tied up on the apex. Gee, it looks like he's practiced a good bit. He's doing wonderfully. Through turn 5. And it is very smooth, isn't it? Nicely done. Here we are in the new section where previously there was the chicane that's since been removed. Get as much speed as they can on the run up to turn 9. In through 9 and 10, making up the chicane. He's going to have some traffic ahead of him. Hopefully they get themselves well and truly out of the way for him. And we have a bit of lag there. I will be with you in just a sec. And that is very much a shame for someone who claimed that their internet was well and truly fixed. It has since caused an issue with another driver. Hopefully that sorts itself out, or he's able to sort something out. Maybe he needs to move his kitchen closer to his gaming room. Let's have a look. Denzel Taylor has put in a 149 flat. Wi-Fi connections and racing, no mixie, no, certainly not. Denzel Taylor is hard in behind Cooper Shipley, who's done a 150.7 previously. And laptop, indeed, Buller, you are correct. Racing on a laptop and a Wi-Fi connection is a recipe for disaster. Let him know you've got a dude if he wants to move that kitchen. Thanks, Maffey, will do. Dan Jenkos puts in a 149.5. Let's check in with Brody Sharp, who's our current championship leader, who hasn't yet put in a representative lap time. What's payment meeting his dad? Yeah, look, I'm not going to get into that discussion. But it would be an interesting conversation to have, that's for sure. Brody Sharp gets a little bit squiggly through the chicane. He does have a good 6 minutes to sort himself out. Fazari comes up with a 152.3. Tell his dad to Maffey, Jesus. Belton manages a 151.475. I'm hearing some interesting things about what Mr. Rankine's car is looking like. Let's have a look. He's drifting very hard. Dens needs to keep his hand out of his lap tonight and turn his laps cleanly. Very true. Blake is reverse drifting. See if he manages to put a time on. That's nope. It's obviously not a valid run, that one. Mad skill. Yeah, how do you reverse drift? I think we need to ask Blake, because... Yep, that's... If that's not evidence that something's wrong, I don't know what is. I will have to show him this post-race and explain to him that this is why issues are here. Now he's ruined Parky's lap. Alright. I feel like that might be the end of Blake's run. We will see. Let's have a look in with Scotty Gannon, who's just crossed the line and put in a 150.9. Poor Parky got copped that, didn't he? Bet you could do it on a forklift? Yeah, true. Be damn impossible in a car. I agree. For some weird reason, Belton wasn't showing up on my remote app, but now it is. Now he is, so it's a good start. We'll hang out with him. He seems to be very, well, reasonably competitive these last few races. Like Spacky moved his kitchen. There's conjecture as to whether it actually is his internet connection. We know that he runs on a laptop. So there's a good chance that that laptop is overheating and he's smashing up against the limits of his CPU power. And that's probably the reason why. I've got a direct line in on the race director's channel, and there's conjecture as to if Mr. Rankine is going to be able to continue. He's left the server. So at the moment I'm running solo. I should be joined by Chris Munro a little bit later tonight for commentary duties. There he is. I will bring him into chat. Good evening, Chris. How you going, man?
Good, Laurie, mate. How have you been? Excited tonight?
Yeah, it should be fun.
Going off the F1 race today, it should be interesting.
Let's see if we can get away with not red flagging any of these races.
Just do it on the last lap, just to add extra confusion.
True. And sit there and
with Matt Belton here in the Nissan.
We are. I'll give you a screen share so you can see. That said, I'm 99% certain you've got perms to join the server, if you wish to.
I think I do, but I'll just...
You'll just watch off a screen share for now?
Yours, yeah.
Sure. So at the moment, Dan's is out front with a commanding lead of nearly 2 seconds. That's kind of scary.
Den's Taylor putting the hammer down this round. Good to see.
Showing everyone. Showing them all how it's done.
Yeah, he is. Must have been practicing during the week.
Wells crosses the line and finishes up. We've got DeLuca heading in shortly to finish his run. Can't improve, unfortunately. Got Jenkos and Fazzari running one another to the line. Jenkos moves up to second with a 49.3.
Getting a nice little toe to the line as well from the...
That certainly helps.
Green's Tough Mustang.
Bill Kosmarikis comes in to finish up. Can he improve? Moves up to 7th. Tidy effort there. Joshua Hughes, who is currently in 3rd but was hampered a couple of times. Had some cars teleporting around in front of him.
Hopefully he's got a clean lap in here and he can...
Nope, he's teleported back to pits. I'm assuming he wasn't on to improve. Shipley can't improve. And Jaden Esch, who is a newcomer for this series, pulls that up into 11th. So that's our quali run. Well, the first of 2 quali runs all finished up. So we've got Denzel Taylor on pole, Dan Jenkos in 2nd, Joshua Hughes in 3rd, Brody Sharp, not quite where he usually is, in 4th, Matt Belton in 5th, Cooper Shipley in 6th, Bill Kosmarikis coming up into 7th, Scott Gannon in 8th, Tony DeLuca in 9th, and Jim Park in 10th. Not bad first time out. Hopefully we see him putting in some good battles. He's hoping. We will kick the server over into race 1, and we'll be back with you very shortly once that kicks off. Here's the standings video again while we wait. All right, we had some very, very interesting technical issues, but we are in just in time for the race start. Just. I think I had to close my screen share for you, Chris. That's probably what seemed to be causing it.
Yep.
Let me try just a normal one of these. I don't know if that's going to work for you. Doesn't look like it, unfortunately. As Denzel Taylor moves up and holds onto his commanding lead, Brody Sharp is hot on Dan Jankos' heels through turn 5. Hard to know if T1 was death. I didn't actually see much of what happened. Timing Tower is doing Timing Tower things. "12 laps on Supers." Very true. Brody Sharp is going for it. So is Matt Belton, Bill Kosmarikis, Scotty Gannon, Jaden Ash, and Angus Wells. I wonder if they're planning to pit in. Incident between Park and DeLuca, unsure what happened. At T1, gotcha. They are down the back, so that would track. Hughes gets a bit taily out of that back end there. Sitting in the background in the dirt. Damage meters all popped up. The damage meters, damn damage meters, I need to turn them off. Thank you. Sharp still holding on strong to Dan Jankos. Denzel Taylor is 4 seconds up the road. Sharp breaks earlier. Not quite going to make it happen. Jankos is off. You've made it into the server.
I have.
Very good. Cooper Shipley seems to be getting pretty close in behind Jankos. Belton hot on his heels.
Brody Sharp showing a clean set of heels now. He takes off down the road to try and catch up to Denz Taylor, who's absolutely flying 4.5 seconds out.
So Brody Sharp's on the super softs. Do you feel like he's going to try and make them last, or do you think he's going to be pushing them as hard as he can and then probably running on very, very slippery round things in each corner of his car at the last few laps?
Yeah, he's going to make a lot of headway in the first maybe 5 to 6 laps, and even if you do look after them, they come unstuck pretty quickly. So I think by lap 8, the trailing cars will start to catch up.
Oh, Matt Belton finds the little rally jump at the back there at turn 11. As everyone seems to settle in reasonably nicely.
Quite a few drivers with the super softs on.
Yeah, there are a couple. They might change their strategy for the next 3 races. We'll see, I guess.
Yeah, that's the luxury of having 4 races quick fire. You can make small setup changes or tyre choice changes, strategy, whatever you want, to try and make these cars work for you.
Tony DeLuca is getting closer and closer to having a look at Alex Fazzari as Scott Gannon and Bill Kosmarikis switch positions a little bit further up the road. There he is there. They catch up to him.
Fazzari looking... Whoa!
He wants that
like
position.
He wanted to have a look up the inside there. It's probably not the best place for it.
No.
Sticking behind, get the slipstream and get it done in turn 9, I would have said, but he's... Looks like he's got plenty of pace.
lot of moves in turn 9 earlier today, which was surprising. And last week, you guys running in the main grid, putting it in on turn 9. Fazari tried it. He's kept within track bounds, but came unstuck.
Yeah, now he's vulnerable to Hughes and I think it's DeLuca.
Yeah. So he lost it to both Cosmoricus and Hughes. DeLuca's going to have a look. Up the inside. Wonderfully executed. Great move there by DeLuca. Hughes might be looking around the outside of Cosmoricus, but probably not quite. They just have to hedge his bets and settle for a run into turn 1 as best he can. He's going to have that slipstream, that's for sure.
He's committed now.
Oh, he's very committed. Oh, bit of a compression lock. Oh,
and he's around.
That's no good. He tried his best.
Sometimes patience is the key around this track. Perhaps wait for a mistake. Don't be too keen to send it up the inside on the dirty line.
It looked like it was going to happen, but rolled the dice and wasn't quite as lucky that time.
Yeah, certainly came in hot through T1 and I think just gassed it up a little bit too much and sent himself around. But luckily there are 3 more races to go after this, so he can get some sort of redemption.
Definitely.
I like the sound of that, whatever that was. Don't condone the use of alcohol on this channel, but
who says it's alcohol?
some people do. What else could it be?
I'm not advertising that I'm drinking a Woodford Reserve Double Oaked. Cosmoricus is very hot on the heels of Fazari, gets ahead of him, wants DeLuca as well.
Yeah, textbook manoeuvre there. Pulled up alongside, got the braking done in time. Oh, Fazari not keen to let the position go just yet. Big slide from Fazari. Entering the last turn now, and he's gone wide, so he's going to have to regroup, get the eyes forward, and try and build that gap back up.
Very, very late on the brakes in comparison into turn 1, but seems to have unsettled him a little. Dan Jankos is within a second of Brody Sharp ahead. Or was, for a moment.
4th lap, 5th lap now. Might be probably the end of the ideal range for the super softs.
Yeah, they'd be starting to wear out and scream a little bit now, that's for sure.
I think the rear left is the first to go. You certainly feel that around the final turn.
I know you would have run the supers for most of last week, wouldn't you?
Yeah, every race we went the supers. Thankfully, it was 9 laps. Had it been 12, I would have run the softs. But with the last minute change to 9 laps, I thought, you beauty, that's within the range.
Yeah.
Because you're faster for about 5 laps, and then maybe 2 laps you're on par with the softs, and then you just go backwards really quickly after that.
So this is probably why Dan Jankos is catching up with Brody Sharp, is Dan's tyres are probably way nicer to drive on at the moment, while Sharp's probably got to nurse what he's got underneath him.
Yeah, he's going to be under pressure, I think, for the rest of this race.
I mean,
whoa, big slide on the way in for Sharp.
Not going to make them any better to drive on, that's for sure.
No, I think Jankos just has to bide his time now. He's probably not going to be able to catch up to Mr. Taylor, who's now 9 seconds up the road. But All he's got to do is just hang on the back and wait for the super softs to fall apart. And I think he'll get plenty of opportunities to get around them.
Seems to have dropped off. Jenkos is probably thinking exactly what we were just saying, that it's just a matter of time before Sharp's tyres fall off. Let's have a look in with Cooper Shipley, who is another soft runner behind a super soft runner, probably thinking much the same thing. Just getting ready for the tyres of the car ahead to drop off. Big thing for Fazari to not get too hungry, run his own race and wait for the other tyres to die. Yeah, that's true. These gaps keep fluctuating a bit. We'll go back to Dan Jenkos, who's now less than half a second. Within range for a bit of a slipstream into turn 1.
Jenkos looking up the inside makes that pass easily.
He makes it work. Nolsey, how you going, mate? Textbook move. Makes it work. Sharp will hold on as best he can.
Sticking to it, yeah. Wants to just get that car back in front to try and maybe defend for the last few laps, but can't imagine his tyres are in too good a condition right now.
No. I mean, at this point, do you stop pushing and just try and damage limitation on that 8-second gap behind, I guess?
He does have 8 seconds to play with, so even a spin, he can probably get back out on track and still be in front.
Yeah.
4th place.
If he's pushing his tyres this hard to hold on to Jenkos and maybe try and pass him again, is that not just making his tyres wear out even harder?
Yeah, I think there's a small window now that he's got to be able to even keep up. Probably to see that the DeWalt ZB slowly walking away now. Big slide.
Meanwhile, Shipley has less than 3/10 on Belton ahead as they come through the last couple of corners.
Another case of super softs expiring, I think. Shipley there with 11
The quote OP Nissan from last season.
Yep.
As they're side by side. Coming into 3. They leave each other just enough space to make that work, but Shipley gets ahead. It was lovely.
Yeah, it was great driving there from both.
Fantastic driving.
So we'll take note of that. Lap 7 is about when the super softs are getting swallowed by the guys on the softs. So
yeah,
something to take note of if anyone runs them next race.
We do have Hughes making road on Fazari a bit further down the grid. Looks like these guys must have had a bit of an incident there. Crossy NZ, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Presumably you're in from New Zealand. Sorry, cuts a bit of the grass. Parky gets in past him. He's doing well this track. This will be first win for him for Dens. This season? Yeah, I think so. We don't want to jinx him, but assuming he holds up. Fight for P7, you are correct, we just missed it. Cosmoricus and DeLuca, they've both gone off circuit. And I just heard from the race control chat, they've called that one out, so there probably would have been a collision that we'll need to look at later. Crossy NZ raiding. Nice. Thank you very much for the raid. We appreciate it. Welcome in, everyone. Thanks, Macedo Corsa. Competition. Very good. ACC is a fantastic platform for GT racing. Join us in welcoming Crossy NZ into the AK Racing stream. Thank them for joining us. Give them a follow. Check in on them next time they're streaming. Jim Park gets ahead of Josh Hughes, which we missed, unfortunately. Let's go and check in with them. Looks like they're still battling. Be live tomorrow night. Very cool. Parky runs a little bit wide as they're side by side approaching turn 6 and 7, or whichever turn number that one wants to be. A bit ambiguous these days. And run up that back section. Parky's holding on. They're side by side again, coming into 9. Hughes has the inside. But Parky makes it work. What a fight indeed. Hughes gets a bit squiggly. These guys are having a great battle back here. Fazari sends
coming way too hard.
Yeah, he wasn't going to make that work, unfortunately.
Huge off as well.
I can hear the guys in the Race Director channel. They were watching the exact same thing. They enjoyed it just as much as we did. Matt Belton is less than half a second off Cooper Shipley ahead. Let's check these guys out. I mean, I've got long arms, but that was a reach.
I bet as soon as he hit the brakes for that, he looked and said, oh,
yeah,
this was way too late.
Great racing, good proximity from bot drivers. Yeah, this is a fortnightly series for these guys. The main grid, the V8 Supercar grid, runs on the alternate week on Sunday nights. That said, we do have a bit of a break for the next couple of weeks over Easter. So it's going to be a couple of weeks before the next one. Tony DeLuca is making ground on Bill Cosmoricus. Not sure it's quite enough. Mr. Wells down in the final position has gone back to pits at some point. And we've got 2 laps to go. I imagine that Bill's tyres are probably feeling very second-hand at this point. DeLuca is just waiting for that to come into play. There it is there. Cosmoricus gets squiggly. DeLuca moves on through. Very nicely done. To be fair, it was taking advantage of a unfortunate situation with the car ahead, but you take what you can get. Fazari's in the pits. Jim Park and Jaden Esch are swapping positions for some reason. I wonder why that might be. Yeah, Park is a little bit further back. Jaden Esch, the newcomer to this series, in the older Mercedes Vodafone style livery. Be a nice little run, probably making as much use of the super softs as he can. And we got the final lap now, so Denzel Taylor. He's coming through the back. Not straight, but flat out section on the approach to turn 9 and 10. We haven't really checked in with him this race, but here he is about to just put the last few corners to bed for the race 1. Anyone still around from Crossy NZ's channel, thank you for hanging around. We are an Australian and New Zealand based sim racing league. Our benchmark flagship series is the V8 Supercars with a mod that we have adjusted ourselves. And there it is, Denzel Taylor takes out his first win of the season. Congratulations. That's his first win at AK Racing in general, actually, I just heard over comms. Dan Jankos comes in for that second step on the podium. And Brody Sharp brings it on home. Congratulations to Denzel Taylor. We've got Cooper Shipley, who's just crossed the line. Matt Belton isn't too far behind. Fairly even spread at the moment. Scotty Gannon. Finishes proceedings in 6th. Tony DeLuca's about to wrap up the last few corners. Not far behind is Bill Kosmarikis. There he is in the background. Nicely done for Tony to wrap up 7th position. Kosmarikis in the Shell V-Power livery. He's slowing down for some reason. I feel like he probably feels indebted to Josh Hughes for one reason or another, but he's let him by. Jaden Esch to finish up very shortly. And here comes Jim Park now. He's weaving around the track a little bit and gives it the old handbrakey send. Holds onto it. Nicely done. Let's see if our man Denzel Taylor's going to do any celebratory burnouts. Very happy with P4. You did well there, Mr. Shipley. Alright, so he can race, but he can't do burnouts.
Just hasn't had a lot of practice doing them, I suppose.
No. Plenty of time practicing racing, but...
I spent plenty of time just now trying to find a timing tower to just put on my stream so I can see what I'm looking at. But now we're back and I've got one, so...
good stuff.
Alright.
Calls himself an Aussie, can't do burnouts. That's a shame. Alright, we'll be back with you for race 2 very shortly. Again, big thanks to Crossy NZ for the raid. Anyone who's still around, if you're interested in racing with us, we do cater to people from New Zealand. We run V8 supercars with 2 different grids. This is our Super 2 grid and a V8 supercars grid on the alternate Sunday. If you're interested at all, there will be a link in chat coming up very shortly. There it is, to our Discord server, where you can join in the proceedings. We've been running things for quite a while now. This is our 9th season of V8 Supercars. I will leave you with the current standings for both grids, and when race 2 is up, we'll be back with you. Lil Peep, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Nosy, where are you? Are you racing tonight, or because you're not going to be third if you're not racing? Ah, you got back from gym when first race started. Okay. Indeed, see you in race 2. I was going to say, I hope it wasn't leg day, but you probably did arms if you weren't doing legs, in which case both are probably screwed. All right, here we are, ready for race 2. What do we reckon this run, Chris? Do we...
Well, I mean, after that first one, it's pretty hard to go past the Dynaco man, Mr. Denz Taylor. The guys behind are going to have to find a couple of seconds to try and stop him from here. But, you know, anything's possible. The top 3 did gap the rest of them, so I think it'll be the same top 3, and then it's anyone's race from there.
Very true. All right, here we go. 7 seconds. Lights are coming up. 6 lights on, and for Dan.
And it's lights out and away we go!
There you go. Fuse and park and stay clean. They'll sit much higher.
Oh, bit of a hip and shoulder between Jankos and Shipley back in the field here.
Looks it. I need to...
A little bit of a bump there, and Belton's going to have a go up the inside into turn 3.
There he is.
Around the outside.
Shipley holds on.
Back in the
Hughes is around back there. Belton is very close on Shipley. I'm going to quickly switch myself in. And back to Shipley. Let's see. Brody Sharp holds on to the super softs, as does Bill Kosmarikis, which is surprising.
He's got a good run on Denz Taylor here coming up to turn 9. He's going to try and go around the outside. Hits the wall.
Ooh. He's gonna have good pace for a couple of laps, but Denz can hold on to him and keep him honest for a few laps and just let those tyres degrade.
That's right. Yeah, he just has to play the waiting game from here.
Meanwhile, Matt Belton is hot on the heels of Cooper Shipley. Shipley finds the rallycross jump and it gets held up as a result. There is that weird little jump at that corner there, which throws a few people off.
Yeah, you
Belton
definitely
gets
want to
turn into final second last corner.
Yeah,
but he holds on.
It's actually
Gannon
he's taking a bit of an advantage there. But no, that turn 11, you can't be running too wide on that exit because of that little jump at the end of the exit curb. Sorry, can't speak. So yeah, best just to stay off it, I think. It widened that turn in the latest upgrades to the track anyway, so it sort of seems to be much wider than it needs to be.
Zach Scowen, who has been at the gym, so missed race 1, he's now in and ready to go. Jaden Esch is holding on to Mr. DeLuca. Again, we've got another super soft runner whose tyres might not last, but we'll see.
Definitely won't last. But we'll watch his progress. He's going to be quick for a few laps.
Yeah.
Certainly got the move here on DeLuca done, and Tony just needs to sit back and let him go. Don't try and go with him. Just focus on your own race at this point.
Just needs to hold on to him. Denz and Sharp have switched around a bit.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we missed that one.
Taylor's back into the lead.
Hughes gets past DeLuca.
Yeah, and that battling has brought Jankos back into it.
Hughes is on the march. Yep, he sure is. Oh, Sharp's going to have a run up Main Straight. Denz has the inside line. and is broken a lot later, but they keep it clean and tidy. If we can get a replay of Denz's pass, it's worth it, apparently.
Might have a look at that after the race.
Yeah, we'll jump into the replay post-race and see what we can do. Yeah, we can do that. So Sharp's made the most of it. Denz and Jenkos are going to be fighting, knowing full well that Sharp's tyres are probably going to have issues in about 5 or 6 laps. Actually, in 4 laps. I think we said lap 7 was when they seemed to die off last race.
Yeah, that seemed to be when the runners on the soft or harder tyre of the two, the soft tyre, started to make headway and get past them. But it looks with Taylor's pace, he can keep up whether he's on the softs or the hards.
Yeah, he's certainly making it look, I don't want to say easy, but looks like he knows what he's doing.
He's certainly come to Melbourne a new driver. He's found a lot of pace and he's ready to race. He's ready to win.
Oh, the Sharp runs wide through second last corner.
Dropped off, and that's given Taylor a bit of encouragement. Huge run, and that should see him lead into the first turn. Sort of, half defensive move there. Just parked it in the middle of the track.
Had a little bit of lag. From what we can see, the whole server is lagging a little bit during that point. Seems to have cleared up for the time being. And the tower finally catches up.
Yep, it's doing funny things.
Yep.
What I can see is Josh Hughes making way on our newest driver, Jaden Ash. I guess it's getting to that 5-lap mark where the advantage of the super softs is wearing away. And they're about on par from lap 5 to 7. But also these soft tyres take about four laps to come up to temp some pressure. So he'll be just the car will just be starting to come to him.
Yeah, I guess at this point, would it be the tyres starting to come into their own, or would it be those supers dying off? Or who knows, maybe a combination of both as Hughes runs up the inside.
Definitely makes a combination of both, yep.
I see what you mean about that section looking a lot wider than it should as they both come out of there.
The rest of the track. They did widen it in the upgrades. I guess because that is a fairly big overtaking opportunity, they wanted to make it a bit more exciting, I suppose, for the viewers.
Very true. Hughes gets in a 51.6 ahead of a 52 behind him. Cements his place ahead of Jaden Ash in the Batmobile. Got a good combination of errors there. You've got the original 80s Batman logo on the bonnet. Got the newer Batman Arkham series logo on the sides there as Ash throws the car into the wall in the background. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, that's given Bill Kosmarikis a bit of encouragement. He saw that all happen. Now he's wondering, does that car in front have damage? Can I catch up?
Yeah, actually let's...
Probably hoping, yes.
Let's have a look and see what we can see. His steering's still okay. For now.
was a fairly heavy hit on the wall, so
It
he's
looked
probably
it.
lucky to get away with no damage. Certainly some aero damage that might slow him down in the straights. With Cosmoricus right on his, right under the wing here, let's see what he does.
Certainly looks like he's got a lot more understeer.
Oh yeah.
Especially compared to Cosmoricus's lines. It's whether it's definitely not steering column damage, but presumably we've got some front aero damage. Cosmoricus pulls ahead into turn 1.
Just looking at the front of his car, there's certainly some aero damage, and mix that with worn out super softs. He's going to be getting a lot of understeer now.
Definitely.
Oh, he's got damage now. Got left, right, and down. He's struggling to keep it on the road.
Cooper Shipley's parked on the inside of turn 4. We've just heard over comms he's blown his engine.
Happens to best of his Cooper. Don't worry.
And it looks like either Denz's tyres are switched on or Sharp's tyres have died off, because Denz is now throwing nearly 2.5 seconds lead.
Must be coming up to lap 7.
Actually, I've just heard that if we have a look at Jaden Esch's wheel, yep, there we go. That is terrifying. That is some damage.
That it is. He'll be limping that back into pit lane.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe worth repairing it.
Hard to say. What do we got? 4.5 laps left? Might be hard to say if it's worth coming in to repair it. Depends on the repair time, I suppose, but...
It's hard to say in AC. You never know until you get there.
Very true. You probably get there and find that it's a 6-minute wait. And then you just think to yourself, oh fuck, what did I bother for? Scullen throws it in deep and turns Cosmoricus into turn 1. That's a shame.
Naughty.
Yeah. He kind of slowed up for a second, probably thinking he was ready to redress, but noticed that Cosmoricus was well and truly on his way around and it wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, he's got about, 8 seconds to... 9 seconds to let Bill pass again.
Ooh.
So we'll see what happens.
He's just been issued a drive-through penalty for that one.
There you go. The eye in the sky was watching.
They were indeed. The race directors were watching that and they saw it happen in real time and were quite happy to issue the penalty on the spot. Doesn't happen very often.
No, just the luck of the draw, as our fabulous race directors are lending their own time to do this, so you can only have a few of them in there, and we can't watch everyone at once.
That's it.
They do a good job.
Someone that has spent plenty of time in that chair, it's very difficult when somebody calls out an incident mid-race, but you hadn't seen it. You can't make a judgment call until after the race. But in cases like that, where it's very clear what's happened and you see it live, as Zach comes in to serve his drive-through, nicely done. As long as he gets his car slowed up to 80 k's through the pit lane, he'll be fine. It seems as though the guys in the race director's channel were concerned he might have been speeding, but he wasn't speeding. And it it works out as a redress as Cosmoricus gets ahead of him while he takes his drive through, but then Cosmoricus sends it on at turn 1.
Oh, that's tragic.
That is comedy of errors. But as Murphy's Law states, if something bad can happen, it will.
It'll happen. More so if you try and stretch the life of these super softs around this very demanding circuit for tyres.
It's likely what is going on. I think at the moment Brody Sharp's the only one able to hold on to those supers.
Jenkos taking tenths out of him as I watch. He's got, 4 laps at the start of this one. Yeah, see Brody starting to run a bit wide.
Scowen got a bit squiggly there through turn 6. Cosmoricus makes up for it.
Looks like he's going back through.
Yep. Ooh, Scowen gets it not quite alongside enough to try and put the move on. It looked like he was about to for a moment there.
So the battle for second is heating up. Jenkos narrows the gap down to under a second now. He was about 1.2 faster that last lap.
As we see Eshu's been lapped, he gets out of the way nicely to let these guys continue their battle. Love to see it.
How's Eshu's damage looking? Did he get that fixed?
Actually,
he has. All right.
Oh, he did he?
Yeah. He's turning his wheel straight again.
That's
good news for him.
Yeah. Certainly had my share of trying to nurse a 90-degree hand down for a few laps. It's not fun.
It's very hard to do. It's counterintuitive.
Sharp's tyres are they're definitely screaming at the moment as he goes sideways through 11 and Jenkos makes up some ground.
He's going to do his best to defend here into the second last turn.
Oh, he's getting very slippery, but he's holding onto the car very nicely. Jenkos gets past him. He's probably cutting his losses, thinking he'll gladly settle for a third. Try not to make too many errors. Or
he's going to try and reply.
He's going to look again into turn 1. Bit of a lock-up on that inside right.
Oh, he's going to have the run too, so he'll have the inside for the next set of turns.
Very respectful driving going on at the moment. Love to see it. But Jenkos has just got that much more grip to be able to hold on to the car and throw it around as best he can.
Yeah, he can just sail it around the outside as he pleases. Again, a 10-second gap to fourth, so not much to lose for Brody to have a bit of a send if he wants, but I think the writing's on the wall now.
The tyres are probably well past their use-by date.
Yeah, I know the 9-lap races, they were pretty cooked by the end. I can't imagine going another 3 after that.
Neither can I. Meanwhile, we've just had DeLuca pass Scotty Gannon, who's holding on for the time being. Neo and Bunnings trade a livery.
Three-tenths back, he should get a bit of suck there. So we should be able to hold with him. This battle will continue down to turn 11. Very difficult set of corners, this 910 chicane in a V8 supercar.
Be very different to running it in a downforce-driven vehicle like an F1 car.
Certainly is. You want a lot of front end grip, but at the same time, these cars like to slingshot themselves around if you don't have enough rear grip, so it's all a balancing act in there. Looks like he can't quite hold on to the back of Tony DeLuca now.
No. Jim Park looks like he's about to make up a bit of ground on Bill Kosmarikis on what I presume to be absolutely agonising supers. There you go, 52.2 versus a 50.9. Those supers would be screaming.
Yeah. You can see it in the lap times. They're so hard to nurse once they're in that state. Smoke signals from Bill there. Really be locking up into nearly every time he touches the brakes now.
Driving around on 50-cent pieces.
50-cent coins. That's it.
And Parky's got a lap and a half. No, a bit more than that to get through and make up another position. Sharp has dropped off to nearly 3 seconds behind Jenkos.
Denzel Taylor sets the fastest lap of the race, 48.3.
He's done well. How does that stack up against our main grid drivers, actually? Do you remember roughly what kind of times those guys were doing?
We're a bit quicker because we were on the supers as well.
That is a fair call.
I can't actually remember the pace. I'm going to do it, actually. Got the world of information, internet at my fingertips right here. So.
DeLuca's ready to try and set things up into turn 1. Apparently we've got a slow car in sector 3. Who might that be? Probably Cooper Shipley by the look of things. We'll check in on him shortly. We'll see if Park can make anything of this run, possibly into turn 3, as he sits less than 2 tenths behind Kosmarikis. Oh, we've got Wells riding the walls there at turn 3. We'll see what's going on with Wells. There we go. Yep, his car is cooked. Put a fork in it, it's done. Cooper Shipley. Yeah, his steering's fine. DeLuca is looking good. Running his own race. He's got nearly 5 seconds either side of him at the moment. As we've missed it, Denzel Taylor has finished the race. Dan Jenkos, yeah, 2 from 2. Dan Jenkos has finished second. Brody Sharp in third. Belton comes across the line in fourth. Josh Hughes finishes up for fifth. Tony DeLuca, not too far behind.
So his pace is pretty good. Denzel found one of the runners from main grid. We've got Erin as a party. She was running the soft tyre.
Yep.
And yeah, 148.6 was her best time.
Right.
Over the 9-lap stint. So there's certainly some main grid pace there from Dens.
Fazari does a bit of lawn mowing in his Greens Tough livery.
Just couldn't help himself. Had to make sure the lawns are tidy here at Albert Park.
True. Zach Scowen brings it home for 11th place. Cooper Shipley not far behind. And Angus Wells limping at home with that busted steering column. Poor bloke. Dan Jankos is probably throwing some donuts somewhere. No, he's going to bring it on home into pit lane. What about Josh Hughes? What's he up to? He's just also doing a cool-down lap. Not interested in trying to throw donuts. Either that or maybe these two. That looks like they're racing. Maybe they don't know the race is over yet. No, they're simulating everything as best they can and bringing it into pit lane. Nicely done by everyone there. Well raced.
A few extra safety rating points.
So Denzel Taylor, followed by Dan Jankos in second, and Brody Sharp rounds out your podium for race 2. Matt Belton, Josh Hughes, Tony DeLuca, Scott Gannon, Bill Kosmarikis, Jim Park, and Alex Fazzari round out your second race. Shipley, can't believe you blew up your engine. Yeah, you get that on the big jobs. These things happen. Scooney reckons Aaron had a fair bit of traffic to do within a races, so pace was good considering the circumstances. Fair enough.
That's true. That's true. Den's had no traffic there, so he had clear sailing. He
had an open run to himself. I'm going to throw the standings video on real quick, but I will try and grab that that pass that Den's had on the replay. I'm going to try and find that, cue that up and have a suss.
I've got a few minutes to... Oh, we've got another qualifying session.
Yeah, we do actually. So I remember Den's getting up past Sharp kind of in the first couple of laps. Actually, that might be it. I've just been told it's turn 11. Lap 2, turn 11, they're saying. Give me a moment, I'll see if I can bring that up. Alright, this will take me a moment to find, but I'll get there. The little bird on my shoulder is telling me it's pretty up there in terms of passes. You've rejoined the track and made someone go on off. Is that a LP? I don't know. We will look at it later.
I'm going to say probably.
It's possible, yeah. All right, so lap 11. Let's have a look here. So I've got a weird setting going on here. Let's change this. There we go. That'll be a bit better. This is apparently the pass here. Let's see how this goes.
pass of the night.
Oh, wow, okay. Wow, just from that angle, that's a sight to behold. Let's see that again from this kind of angle. Big fakie, he reckons.
Similar to Carlos Sainz this afternoon into turn 3. I forget who he was overtaking.
Mate, that was magical. Done very well, Big Dens. Nicely done. Love to see it. That was fantastic. All right, we'll be back with you very shortly for race 3. All right, and here we are for the second qualifying session tonight. The guys are just queuing up a little early, about 30 seconds before pit lane opens up. Oh, we've got the safety car rolling on up beside them all, for one reason or another.
Just keeping an eye on things up the front here.
And they're off for the second qualifying session of tonight. I'll watch the guys run around and do their outlaps for a bit. But what do you reckon, Chris? We hedging our bets on a certain Mr. Taylor and his potentially worn out arms and legs?
Not much of a betting man, but you'd be silly to back against him here.
True.
It's interesting.
Tony DeLuca running on softs. Maybe he's just not confident on the supers, confident that he can do any better on them.
It's got to be an oversight.
Quite likely.
Say I've done that before.
Yep. And again, he's got the better part of 11 minutes to head back in and bolt some supers on.
Yeah, plenty of time, and probably wise to get a bit of track space as well.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Ferrari's holding as close behind Genkos as he can. It's, maybe someone needs to tell him that this isn't the race yet.
Trying to get a bit of that slipstream.
Possibly. In the background there, Hughes is weaving around trying to get his tyres up to temp as best he can.
It's always good to leave a bit of a gap in front anyway, just in case there is, an incident, a bit of an off. Car comes around in front of you and ruins your own lap.
Alright, here we go. Genkos with the first run of the second qualifying session.
Gets the car nicely turned into turn 3. Just a bit wide on 4. Could have used a bit more of the road, but that's right. It's just a banker lap. Just want to get something on the board. Runs it right out wide for turn 5. Coming into this new section. And 6 ducks it in. Hugs it nicely. Can use a bit more of the exit there too, but as I said, don't want to risk it for the banker. Going through the newly developed section here. It used to be another chicane, but now it's just a flat out run down to turn 9, 10 chicane. Topping out at around 270 k's an hour, gets it dipped in nicely, sets himself up for the run down to turn 11. It's looking like a tidy lap so far. We'll see what he can do here. He on the brakes late. Gets it turned in a little bit wide of the apex. Car looks a little bit unsure in the front end. But, gets it around there nicely, coming into the second last turn. Really easy to lock a brake here. And he's missed the apex by an absolute mile. But he's trying to regroup and get around that last turn, get the power down as early as he can. And the run to the line, it's going to be a 1:49.8. So that puts him to the top, but that's because he's the first one across the line. And he's Josh Hughes has instantly jumped in with 1:49.7. Jim Park up to 3rd, Jaden Ash 4th.
See what our man Denzel Taylor can do, who's now on his run at it as he comes through turn 6. Actually, no, he's probably invalidated by cutting, apparently. Little bird on my shoulder seems to think. Belton throws it in with a 1:49.749. So Dan feels as though DeLuca's quicker on the softs. It's possible that it's more of a confidence thing. Once the softs come into their own and warm up, they be a little bit easier to handle. Very tight at the top end of town. Yeah, it sure is at the moment. Aside from first, we're looking at less than 3. Yeah, less than sort of 5 or 6 tenths between the top 5, give or take. Wait for Dens.
Your suspicions were true. That must have been an invalid lap. So
yeah,
be his first real crack at putting a time on the tower. Jenkos with a 48.4. That's a quick 6 tenths over second. Dens has got a bit of traffic up ahead that he's going to have to deal with by the end of this lap. Depending on if Scowen can get a wriggle on.
I did hear them talking about, he did mention that he'd cut the track. He's currently sitting in with the race directors. And I do have a line in on them. What was the pole time for first quali? Dan's put in a blistering 47 something stupid. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was in the 47s. He was the only one to manage it.
It was a 47.675.
47.675.
And his nearest competitor was Dan Jankos with a 49.3. So Jankos already improving 9 tenths over his previous quali outing.
Nicely done. While Dens follows Mr. Scowen around the last couple of corners.
Might even get a bit of a suck here.
Maybe. No, Scowen moves out of the way.
I'm getting out of the way.
Dens comes in with his bank. Well, alright, it's not a banker. Don't worry about it. It's not a banker. He's done a 47.4, and he went quicker than his first quali time.
Yeah. He is flying.
Yeah, someone nerf Denzel Taylor now, please. Let's have a look. Brody Sharp is his nearest competitor. He looks like he's just throwing it up over the curbs as best he can.
Sharp pulling out of this lap, just having a bit of a warm down. Must have got invalidated on that last chicane, turn 10.
There's a interesting question. Roughly where would a 47.4 put you on main grid?
I'll tell you.
I know you had the stats up earlier, whether you've still got them or not. I'm not sure.
So, for qualifying, a 47.4 would have put you 11th or 12th. 12th.
Out of a grid of, I believe, 15 or thereabouts?
15, yeah, correct.
I guess that goes to show, putting in the practice. Maybe this track just works well for Denz. Like, he hasn't been up there that didn't have that much of a commanding lead in quali on the other tracks thus far. Maybe this track just works well to Denz's strengths.
That could be a thing, because it's a bit of it's a specialist track really in the way that it's not very similar to any of the other Australian tracks that we visit. The way the corners flow together, in very much a GP style fashion.
Yeah.
Compared to, say, next time we go to the glorified go-kart circuit of Simmons Plains. It's a big 6-turn layout. It's very different. So.
Has he played a lot of F1 games over the years? I can confirm that he has, yes. He's done plenty of F1 running. So much like myself, like, I'd probably perform better here than at any other circuit on the calendar, purely just out of track knowledge. Like, I would say that I know Albert Park better than most other circuits on the current calendar, so don't see why not. Anyway, DeLuca is heading up the main straight now as he shifts out of the way of Wells and slots himself up into 9th. Definitely just playing to his strengths. If he keeps it up though, you're happy to swap grids with him. Nolsey, if you've just crashed into Hughes, you should have spent more time trying to get back out of pits than telling us about it, because you are now in a position where you can't make it back around the circuit again to have another crack at it. Let's see if Sharp can improve any further as he comes around the last couple of corners. You are too late now, definitely, but I don't know how much time you had, so was it intentional? Bully, you're a shit stirrer. Fucking hell. Alright, can Brody Sharp improve? Can he do better? Let's go for that camera.
So he's got 1.1 seconds to make up if he wants to eclipse Denz for pole. He's only got 2 or 3 tenths to get into second.
2.5 tenths for another.
So as it is, he's just green on the delta by a tenth. Gets a pretty good exit out of there, but is actually losing time, so it needs to find it in the second sector here. But usually what I find is in qualifying, it's your second hot lap where the super softs are best. They're in their best performance window. The first hot lap there is still a little bit cold. and the third one they're a bit worn out. So 2 hot laps. The second one being usually the quicker. Just have a little bit more grip. So he's already a 10th up now. If he can get a good exit here. Oh, jeez. Just teetering on the edge of being 2/10 up of his personal best. Now he is 2/10. Can he get this rotated in? Yes, he does. Well, this is going to be very fine.
Oh, he gets a bit slippy.
He's lost it. He's given up that 2/10, and
that's a shame. As he throws it into the wall in
not happy at
frustration.
All. He had it. It was there for the take.
We got Cooper Shipley still going for a run.
He's 2.5 tenths up on his personal best, so this might put him up, but it does not.
Maybe not, no. Jaden Nash is still going, as is Dan Jankos not far ahead. Dan Jankos I can't select for some weird reason. I have to do it here.
I don't know if this is a valid lap. I'm pretty sure he didn't get around in time before the buzzer.
That might be the case. Either way, he can't improve. Jaden Nash decides to bring it into pit lane. So that wraps up our second qualifying for tonight. We will have the final 2 races for you very shortly as soon as the server goes live. Back with you soon. Alrighty, here we go for race 3. Mr. Waipungi's here. Scooney just occasionally gets on the podium nowadays. That you do. I mean, a top 5's nothing to sneeze at, so...
It's pretty sweaty up the top, so any podium's a good podium.
That's it.
$22 seconds to go till lights out, and we're away in race 3 for the evening. Be hard to go past Denz Taylor again. It seems that most of the field are on the softs.
It looks like it. Can we get the very good... Yes, we can. Oh, I keep skipping past it. There we go. Six lights on, and they're off. We are very far away.
It's a good start from Taylor. He's got a small gap, and we've got Brody having a look up the inside of Jankos. Not going to do it. Pulls out Josh Hughes up the inside of Shipley and Scowen, and they all get through first turn unscathed. Good work, Super 2. Well
good,
done.
Clean T1. Not often we get to say that.
Well, T3 on the other hand.
Yep.
We've got cars scattered all around.
That we do.
Maricus off. Jim Park off. DeLuca off. Matt Belton off. Gannon, I think, was off.
Oh, safety car's being called. We have a safety car. While they are sorting that out, I will do some of this. So the race director team have said, nah, that's enough. You guys have been fucking about too much. And decided it's time for a safety car.
Fair enough. There was a fair bit of chaos going down there in turn 3. Didn't quite catch what happened. All I could see were cars going around all over the shop. Scooney says, would be nice to win now and then, but it is what it is.
It is what it is.
And it is what it is when you've got D. Taylor out in front. It certainly is what it is.
What's a safety car? Yeah, true. The leader's been given the hurry up to do 110. I should turn the music off while it's racing. There we go. So, man out front in the Dynaco livery has managed to get away unscathed, while the tower decides to have a conniption again. Yet again, we've got a couple of guys on super softs. It looks like Brody Sharp has figured it out and learned from previous efforts. But we've still got Scott Gannon.
Yeah, what's happened here? There's a massive gap between third and fourth. And there's
Chris, your car's on the grid still.
There's a safety car on the grid, everyone?
Yeah, I believe it's yours.
Gone now.
You were hitting drive before we started off?
I did not.
You didn't? Well, it's not mine.
Maybe I did. I don't know. But it's off the track now. So
yeah.
Maybe that's why they called the safety car.
We get that on the big jobs.
That's right. Safety car breeds safety car. They certainly do. Restarts breed red flags and more restarts.
I mean, we did say we're going to try not to red flag any of these races, but we've still got this race and one more to go, so who knows? At the moment, the tower is doing the silliest of things. No idea why.
We've got Tony DeLuca in the lead. tyres warm. Is this a virtual safety car? Is there
I would imagine so.
I'm trying to have a look. I can't see this. Well, here's the second chance draw for everyone who didn't get quite the launch they were after. Bit of a rolling start this time, so as Big Riddy says, safety car brings safety cars. It's always a good idea to absolutely send it off the restart.
Because you win the race at turn 1, don't you?
Obviously, yeah.
Alright, it is officially a virtual safety car, and it will allegedly be coming in this lap, so we'll have a restart on the next lap.
Where are we now? Coming down the back straight, so only a few more turns and we can get this race underway.
Again.
And this only hurts the runners on the super softs because it's eating into their advantage time.
The old safety dens out front, and they are indeed hitting the gritty. Hitting the gritty for Albert Park.
To the safety dens. Everybody look at the dens.
Don't.
Wicked dens. Wicked dens.
Jesus, Chris. That was terrible.
I outdo myself sometimes.
Where's the next camera? There it is.
Looks like weaving has stopped.
No, I think they are organising some grid efforts. Yeah, it looks like we've got one more lap of safety car while Hughes sorts himself out back to his position.
Is he... Oh, yep, he's back, slotting into 4th.
Looks like it. And I would assume...
Fastest lap of the race, a 2:50.
Alright, so from what I am hearing currently, Hughes got decimated during the safety car lap, and the race directors are being kind enough to allow him to get back to where he was.
Noticed Shipley rocking a bit of a Sega Saturn livery there on his bumper.
Yeah, his bonnet has the Sega Saturn logo on it.
There you go. That's worth half a second right there.
That's right. You're in the Sega Mercedes.
The Sonic Mercedes.
Right, so these guys are going to do this one more run. And I'm fairly certain they'll be restarting.
Surely we can get it going before the start-finish line.
I would assume so.
Just tell the drivers, alright, we're going in the next 2 corners.
Alright. Safety car will be in this lap, so I hear, quote, safety car, I should say.
Safety dens?
The safety dens, yes. He can dens if he wants to.
Next minute dens pulls in. Yeah, change of tyres, that could have happened.
I mean, if there was a mandatory pit stop, that would have been a perfect time for it. So they've been told not to weave anymore. Dens is holding on to things and is ready to kick things off. Fazari's dropping down the order. He must have spun it. When people crash into you, Chris, do gold rings fall out of the car, or...?
They do.
Oh, Denz is up and running. He sent it pretty early.
Cooper Shipley giving the outside wall a bit of a tap on the way out of the final turn. Oh, he's hit Zach Scowen's hit the wall as well.
Oh, Scowen is dropping down the order.
Jaden Ash having a bit of a send into T1. Didn't hit anyone. Oh, he's around. He's gone.
Around. Alright, looks like they're sort of getting through all of that.
They're going 3 wide into turn 3. Oh.
Harky throws it in deep.
He's into the kitty litter.
He's done what he can to try and figure that out.
He's back.
In the meantime, we've got Brody Sharp. Brody Sharp having a look at Dan Jankos into turn 9 and 10 complex here. Is he going to have a run into turn 11? We'll find out shortly.
Didn't quite get as good an exit as Jankos, so he might have to just slot him behind here. Regroup for another attack. Hits that sausage curb and upsets the car quite a bit. And he's lost a couple of tenths there.
Got those guys on the super softs in the middle of the order there.
Yeah, who we got? Wells, Cosmoricus, and Scott Gannon.
But for now, Brody Sharp is our closest runner. Not quite as quick as Dan Jankos, but he might have a look into turn 3 if he can set this run up well, which it looks like he can.
Denz Taylor almost 2 seconds quicker than the rest of the field on that last lap. Just quietly.
He's bred, Jim. Skinny, get out. Scooney, you should know all too well by now that Maffey is all about making it sexual. And here we got Sharp, who is closing in on Jankos. He's now less than 2 tenths from him.
It's all over the back end of this long run up to turn 9, sort of deciding which way to go.
Just take advantage of the suck as much as he can. Does he want the inside or the outside? It looks like he doesn't want either, as he kind of locks up a bit and throws it into the litter.
Yeah. So that will punch the back of that. Wisely pulls out of it.
Pulls out of it, doesn't make an advantage out of it, and Hughes takes advantage and pulls forward.
Disadvantage, but that's...
Get that on the big jobs.
And switching to the softs, he's probably struggling with a bit less grip than he had in the previous races.
True.
First 5 laps. Something to adjust to.
We've got these 3 guys on the supers a bit further down the order. Scott Gannon and Bill Cosmoricus and Adam Wells doing what they can do as best they can.
Oh god.
Twitch chat's
Maffey.
going off. Thanks, Maffey. Maybe I need to start having Twitch chat pop up on the screen so that if anyone ends up watching this later on YouTube, they get a bit of context as to what we're referring to sometimes.
Yeah, maybe. I'm going to identify as not seeing that comment.
Oh,
look at this move.
Walshy gets a bit taily, bumps into Cosmoricus, but he loses out the most.
Play on as you were.
Yes.
Same positions, no one's affected.
Indeed. Let's see. What else do we have? I think we've got Gannon and Cosmoricus here, and Hughes looking for a podium position.
Yeah,
Let's
he's
have a look.
coming to terms with the Batmobile in this race. He's sort of picked his pace up a bit. He's found himself at the front of near the front of the field.
Front of the order. He's going to have to fend Sharp off, but beyond that, assuming he can hold Sharp off, he might be good for this podium. It is only halfway through, so it's early days yet.
Oh, he's done
As we give him the commentator's curse on the second last quarter. Sorry, Josh.
He's Verstappened it into the grass.
Only Verstappen had a good 10 seconds behind him to not worry about it at the time.
Yeah.
That's a shame. Well, let's see if he can hold on to Sharp at bare minimum. Oh, Sharp gets a bit wobbly. Probably trying to put a move on to Mr. Jankos as they come into turn 5. Hughes throws it on the inside. Makes it work.
What a move.
Jesus.
He meant to come through that quick, but goodness me.
He just saw the opening and went for it.
Yeah,
It looks like Sharp's going to try the same thing.
Saw the bat signal in the sky and it's time to go. Catwoman's in trouble.
Everyone here is Vacuum City as they all get the suck. Whoa. Yeah, exactly, Dan's. Meanwhile, Dan's is up the front with nearly 6 seconds up his sleeve. Just casually cruising. Hughes has thrown it up into second. What a magic run.
Was a bat pass.
It's shaping up.
We're going to have, what, 3-4 more laps after this?
Yeah, 4 more to go. Can Hughes hold on for that second step? Looks like Jankos has got the suck coming into turn 1.
Try around the outside. It's not going to work for him this time.
He's had to brake a bit earlier.
It looks like he's a bit quicker in a straight line, so he might have a bit of a low downforce setup. So you might expect the Batmobile to be a bit quicker through the turns in this section where it seems he is. And you might see that DeWalt ZB making a comeback through this next little section here. It's long straight up to the back chicane. But what a race so far from Josh Hughes. Don't know where he finished in the previous ones. But I do have that info at my fingertips.
Can we get some relaxing music while watching Dens? So if we switch over to Dens, we'll just put some elevator music on. Is that what we're going for with that dance? Look, if we switch over to him, I'll see what I can do. I doubt it'll be relaxing music, because I'm just going to hit my play button, so it'll go back onto the playlist that we were on, which at the moment is Viljata. Grab some Beethoven. Yeah, my idea of relaxing music is Meadows Jankos is looking up the inside into turn 1. He's gotten his car ahead. It was lovely, and Hughes has held on. Sharp looks like he's going to follow Hughes through. Hughes has got his work cut out for him as both Sharp and Jenkos push through, and my game audio takes a shit.
All this battling's bringing Cooper Shipley into the mix.
Yep, and Cooper's thinking,
four-way. Oh,
don't mind if I do. We'll go for the overhead angles for a bit. Hughes pulls away a bit, but Jenkos is sitting in Vacuum City there.
Send around the outside for Jenkos.
Makes the move happen. Sharp is saying, no, I don't think so. Give me that place back, please. Hughes' butthole will be pulling a sour warhead face the last 2 laps. Yeah, definitely, Maffey. Shipley is looking at the outside of Sharp. Can't quite make it work yet. But they're all ready. They all want that third step of the podium. And it looks like Belton's very close at being able to have a quick look at it too. However, I'm going to quickly look at Scotty Gannon, who's looking at Cosmoricus. Those other guys are about to pile into turn 1 any second now, but Gannon and Parky looking at Cosmoricus as best they can, while those other guys have got 3 or 4 tenths in them.
This could be advantage Parky here.
He's got a bit of a run.
He's got a run, and he's got 2
He's got the inside.
Dead super softs in front of him.
Get in there, Parky. Makes the pass happen. Oh, and turns it. That's unfortunate.
That's 2 commentator curses now.
Sorry, Parky.
Yeah.
Poor bastard.
Sorry, mate. Sorry, mate.
We'll go back to Brody Sharp. No, Monica. Oh, Maffey. It doesn't quite look as nice as the broadcast from a few hours ago, but it looks pretty decent, this mod. Credit where it's due. Sharp's looking at half a second to Jenkos ahead. Hughes is... Yeah, indeed. I was going to say, Denz has nearly got 20 seconds on Hughes with 1 lap to go. Oh, 2 laps, sorry. He's on lap 11 now.
That's unreal. Oh, and his best laps are 1:47.6.
Yeah, okay. Maybe he does need promoting.
2 tenths shy of his qualifying lap on Super, so he's got it dialed in. He might have got a few of Scooney's grip hacks engaged here.
One more race to go after this one, but at the moment, right now, the race is Sharp battling, wanting that bottom step of the podium at a bare minimum. Cosmoricus gets past Scowen. I believe Scowen had a bit of an upset moment there. Sharp's running on the grass. He's going to have dirty tyres for a bit here. He's doing everything he can to hold on. Meanwhile, Jenkos is pulling up a bit closer to Josh Hughes.
Just wants to set it up for the last lap. He doesn't want to push too hard. Oh, look out.
Yeah, maybe he does want to push hard.
Yeah. I'll just be trying to set up a good exit out of this final turn to make the move.
Oh, Hughes runs a little wide on that second last corner.
He's going to be vulnerable now.
Jankos is going to be in Hoover City.
Left the door open and
it's going to be neck and neck into turn 1.
Gets the shake and bake straight past. Oh, he's
Hughes is probably thinking that's like, oh, no, he gets wobbly. But he holds on to it. Doesn't lose too much, but now it's Jankos and Sharp for second. Hughes not far behind, waiting to see if either of them make a mistake so he can pounce. I wonder if you know indeed, Maffy, it was a great save to hold on to that. No idea how he did it, but he managed.
Podium still on the cards with these two guys battling it out. He still, if they're going to go side by side through the chicane, that's a huge advantage for Josh behind. But we'll see what happens here. Can't get big slide from Sharp. Goes wide. His exit's going to be compromised, so Hughes is going to get a good run here.
I want to chuck it over to Denz Taylor, who's about to cross the line shortly. He's just coming through the final corner, but these guys are battling so closely that I don't want to give it up just yet in case something happens like that. Josh Hughes pulls ahead for the time being, but he's on the outside.
That's good.
2 corners to go.
For the last one. Oh, he's left the door open. Oh.
Hughes doesn't want to run wide like he did last lap. Hughes just needs to hold on here as they have the final run side by side up the main straight to the line.
Fashion. Oh, that.
And Hughes has pulled it off with 3/100ths as a gap. That is insane. Magical run to the line.
It's exciting stuff there.
Wow, that is, yeah. It's something else. Kosmarikis brings it in nice and tidily for 7th. Why is track flashing yellow, yet everyone is still overtaking his racing? Or is that a glitch? That's just part of the track mod. The track lights are flashing as though it's yellow for some weird reason. That's something we'll probably look into in an effort to fix the mod before we use it again next. It's a weird situation. Angus Wells is about to bring it home. There we go. And Jaden Esch is finishing up his run now. Absolutely wild scenes for the finish there between Brodie Sharp and Joshua Hughes, with Denzel Taylor taking out the win. Blinky,
nice photo finish there for 3rd.
Yeah, it was huge.
Nice.
Is the track available to download? Not necessarily. There are... this mod is available through Race Department, but we've modified it a little bit more ourselves. Sharp's 9 Podium Streak comes to an end. That it does. That it does.
Oh, cool. Well, that opens the door in the championship fight here in Super 2.
Yeah, definitely. As Hughes puts on a bit of a smoke show. He's pretty happy with that. Nolsey, was that my fault or not? I don't know. I'm not sure what you're referring to. Mr. Shipley's.
Assume it is.
Assume it is. Yeah, true.
Assume it is and do better next time. Can do it. Denz Taylor up into 3rd in the championship now. I don't know if these are live driver standings or not.
Good question. We'll have a look.
It is.
It is live?
Yeah, at least for the first 2 races, I think.
Yeah, right.
Once this session finishes, it'll update. But I think it will still be, or maybe Jankos will be closer to Brodie, but the top 3 remain the same.
Blinky, thank you for the follow. Yeah, at the moment, that's good to know. I didn't realise that that updated live. So Denz moves up into third position for the championship after race 3. We do have one more race to go tonight before we finish up.
I'll remember to get my safety car off the grid this time.
Might not have been you, but just don't click drive and it'll be fine.
It definitely was.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Whoops.
That's okay.
Get that on the big jobs.
That's right. A little bit of adversity for the boys to overcome.
And we'll be back with you shortly for the final race for tonight. All right, here we go for race 4 for tonight, the final race for tonight, with a little over 2 minutes to go before we get underway. I don't want to commentators curse him, but Chris, do you reckon Denz Taylor can go 4 for 4?
I don't think all the commentators in the world could stop him from here.
Oh, he's thrown the glove down.
Yeah, that pace. I mean, 20 seconds in 12 laps is impressive, to say the least.
Maffey wants him to do a 360 entry into turn 1. That'd be one way to do it.
Once he's got a 10-second lead, I reckon he should do it. Denz, if you're listening.
Yeah, go on. It's reverse entry through turn 1. Be fun.
Do it. Do it now.
Scowen reckons Denz can start a lap down. Oh, I don't even know if it's that big of an advantage he's got.
No.
For the boys, he reckons. So we've got Denzel Taylor sitting on pole yet again. Dan Jankos just behind Josh Hughes in third. Whoever's running in fourth hasn't joined the server just yet, so I don't know who it is. Cooper Shipley in fifth. Matt Belton in sixth. Bill Kosmarikis in seventh. Tony DeLuca in eighth. Zach Scowen in ninth. Scotty Gannon in 10th. And then the guys following behind. Not that they're less important, but yeah. Make him do a detour to St Kilda KFC. Jeez, that's a bit rich. Rise and start, reverse down the field, drift the roundabout and take the win. It's all about the pole. Anyway, lights are up. Here we go.
We've got a car missing here in third place.
We do.
Fourth place.
6 lights are on and they're off. So whoever was to have started the race in fourth did not join the server. That's a shame.
Looks like it's our championship leader, Brody Sharp.
Ooh.
He's out of the race.
He mustn't have realised there was a fourth run to go.
Nope. And we've got a drive-through penalty for Bill Kosmarikis for jumping the start.
Ah, did you click drive?
I did, but then I put my car in the pits.
Very good.
Straight away.
Looks like a moderately okay run so far.
All clean into turns 3 and 4. There we go, Kosmarikis side by side with Gannon.
Yeah, it looks like we are missing Sharp. So we've got Kosmarikis, Gannon and Esh still on the super softs. They don't want to give up on these super softs, do they? Although Jankos is... Yeah, they want him to redeem themselves. Jankos doesn't want Dens running away. Maybe this race, yeah, maybe this time.
They're going to last more than 7 laps this time, I'm sure.
Fourth time's a charm.
Yeah. But Dan Jankos just wants to stay with him this time, just to give Mr. Taylor something to think about, just to have a look in his mirrors and go, oh, hang on, I might not have it all my way this time. And he's certainly doing that with the gap at 3/10, 4/10. It's a really good run out of that. He might actually have a look at him here into turn 1.
Possibly, yeah,
Goes
actually.
to the inside.
Ooh.
It's, squeezed Taylor.
Ooh, he gets squiggly too because there's a little bit of rubbing. Dens holds on to it while Hughes pushes past Jankos. There was definitely a little bit of touching.
I think that one might have to be looked at by the stewards after the race.
Yeah, it wasn't quite quick enough to see it all unfold, but Mr. Hughes there, taking advantage of the free real estate indeed. I know there was a bit of a tangle with Matt Belton at turn 11, which we didn't quite catch.
Yeah, we've got Zach Scowen DNF already.
He's left the server for some reason.
Lost it. That's disappointing for young Zach. He'll be back in the queue Thursday morning.
Yeah. It's only hurting himself, unfortunately.
He'll be in chat in the next 10 seconds, I'm sure.
Probably.
That's all about it.
Yep.
Jankos having a look on the outside into turns... Where are we?
I believe that's 11.
Turn 11.
No, it's
turn
not.
11. Yeah, it is.
It is 11.
Yep, and he's got the job done, so he's back behind Taylor as it was a couple of laps ago.
I feel like this is the race where they're not going to let Dens run away with it.
No. We can try and get a sense of how fast he is in the straight line. It looks like he has got the quicker car down the straight. That is Jenkos, and now dives it into turn 2. It's a good exit, bit of a slide, and Josh Hughes goes off onto the grass behind him.
A little bit of grass cutting, but Dan's just had the right line through turn 1 there to keep himself where he needed to be.
Yeah, it looks as though he's not going to get it all his own way this race.
Josh is getting a little squiggly behind him, and Cooper Shipley's probably thinking, yep, a bit more of that, please.
Jaden Ash dropping down through the order there. I don't know what happened to him. Must have had a little excursion off into turn 1 there.
Jenkos and Hughes keeping that pressure on, yeah.
Keeping it on, but Dan's just extending that gap a couple of tenths on the last lap. Maybe pressure's off for now. Doesn't have them right in these mirrors. It's sort of
certainly not as big, yeah. Meanwhile, Fazzari's dropping down the order here. What have we got going on here? He's about to throw it in the kitty litter into 11, maybe? Nope. Kosmarikis makes it past. Dan's with a 49.3, while Jenkos with a 50.6.
So he's extended that 1.3 seconds in the last lap. He's going to have to do it now or never, Dan Jenkos. Otherwise, that'll be the last he sees of the big blue Dynaco ZV. I almost said ZV Falcon, ZV Commodore.
Fazzari gets up past Kosmarikis. Parky seems to have had a bit of an off somewhere. There he is.
Done himself a mischief. T3.
Oh, Parky, he never gives up.
No, he'll be back.
Hell or high water, he's always there.
Yep.
DeLuca's going to have a look at him very shortly, possibly. Parky's thrown it over the grass, so DeLuca pulls on through.
Wasn't a long look as he took a little excursion on the grass. DeLuca's through to P8. Fazzari dropping down, and he's binned it.
He has thrown it into the wall, the poor guy. However, Cooper Shipley and Josh Hughes have switched positions. I imagine Josh has had a bit of a bad moment there. A bit of a bat spin, if you like.
A bit of a bat spin. Robin in the passenger seat, holding on for dear life. And that looks like Fazzari's race could be over here. He's parked on the side of the road. I think he might have blown his engine.
Possibly, yeah.
Sounds pretty quiet. Yeah, that's it's a DNF for the 351 Mustang.
He might have just teleported back to pits. He might carry on.
Yeah, he should carry on. There's 7 more laps to go.
Yeah.
What else are you going to do on a Sunday evening?
That's it. Jim Park's got about 3 tenths to Tony DeLuca ahead. These guys are part of the furniture here at AK. Mr. DeLuca and Mr. Park, they've been with us for a good few seasons now. As I was saying before, come hell or high water, they're always there. Always show up.
That's the kind of guys that keep leagues like ours alive.
Yeah, definitely. Credit to him, as Park looks like he's going to try this run into turn 9, even though he's quite wide. He's probably hanging it out nice and wide. Oh, unfortunately, he throws it into the litter. I was going to say he's probably hanging it out wide so that he lets DeLuca know that he's there.
And he's got going again. Alright, good on you, Parky. Every time we put the camera on him, he's lost it.
I want to give him some airtime because he's a mainstay, but yeah, exactly. Like if we're going to cause him to lose it, his ears are burning and
has he got the stream
feels
going
like he's being watched. Yeah, maybe he's got the stream going. Not ideal, but
it's hard not to say in the words of our leader, it is what it is.
Yeah, very true.
2.5 second gap to Dan Jankos in second.
Yep, he's had enough and gone, no, I'm out of here, see you later. Josh Hughes is our next closest. He's got 1.5 seconds on Cooper Shipley to make up.
So what if Shipley can get the job done here and finish on the podium? He'll probably take those help off.
Oh, definitely.
Upgrade to the, what is it, the green peas or red peas, whatever it comes.
To be Reds next.
The Reds now. Okay, we didn't even need EP plates when I got one of those.
I was late getting my license. I didn't get it till I was, well, everyone at school got theirs at 16 immediately. I didn't bother until I was 18, 19.
If you got enough friends to drive you around, you don't really need it, do you?
I guess I just lived somewhere that was convenient enough that I didn't need a car, so it's easy enough. What are friends? Yeah, look, someone from Western Sydney, I wouldn't put it past them to not know what friends are. It's those people that you stole their wallets from and their TNs.
Those guys that you dress in the same colours and have a secret little handshake with each other. Bruh.
Shots are fired, you reckon? Anyway, Hughes is less than 3/10 from Shipley as they pull through that big bendy section. Hughes is in. He's going to be in trouble after that.
That was, yep.
That's a bummer.
He thought about redressing, but poor old Shipley's he's
come off worse from it. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Gone.
Ooh, okay. So Hughes has just been issued a drive-through penalty for that one. He might as well try and push on as quickly as he can.
Yep. Got Ash and Belton going side by side into turn 11.
Hughes is gonna do the right thing and pull it in as early as possible.
Yeah, you're best getting it done sooner rather than later, I think.
That's it.
In most cases.
Got 3 laps to get it done. Let's see where this works out. This is going to be close coming out of pits. Shipley gets ahead just as Hughes comes out.
So, yeah, as you were, boys.
But yeah, that's it. So Shipley's a little bit ahead. Hughes has got to make the pass happen again. That's just like last time, actually. I was going to say it's a first time for everything, but it's a second time for everything, I guess, where The drive-through works out exactly as it should, puts everyone exactly where they were.
It's a champagne race direction, we'll call that.
Waipungi loves driving in circles. Very good. Go and find a roundabout and go around and around as many times as you can before you get told off. See how that works out.
We used to do that for fun. Back to the early days.
Well, she stole Aaron's TNs.
Not surprised.
Not surprised at all. Yeah, Aaron, if you invite Walshy over to run on your rig, you've got to make sure that your TNs are locked away because he will steal them.
Yeah, check your undie drawer as well.
Oh,
See if everything's still there.
Surrender your Metro card, no one gets hurt. Righto, Maffy. Alright, so Hughes has got a second to make up on Shipley. Based on what he's done previously, he I don't want to curse him out yet, but I feel like he can do this.
Yeah, he's made up that gap pretty quickly.
Yeah,
so he's still got
there we go, 6/10. Don't know how to respond, Dan. Well, sign of a guilty man right there.
Sometimes silence is the loudest thing you can say.
True. Half a second for Hughesy.
Yeah, he's right up on the back of him now. It's
there we
business
go.
time. He's going to be...
It's time to make this happen.
Yeah, it's Shipley into defensive mode. Trying to think how he can stop this from happening.
We're going to be looking at Hoover territory in a second.
Yeah, get the lipstick on. He's almost done him again.
He has the suck. Yeah, he almost put it in there. Oh, he wants the inside this time. Oh, nope. Oh, and he's come off second best out of that one. The poor guy. That was very close to being an amazing move.
It was pretty close to doing the exact same thing he did the first time he got the drive.
Meanwhile, Belton's looking at Gannon into turn 11. Gannon locks up and throws it deep. No.
Belton
goes deep.
Yeah. Gannon through.
Wow. My missus is looking for Belton's number after that one.
The Batmobile hit the bat wall, ending his bat race. You're not bat wrong there.
He's still got a couple of laps to try and make this up. Wise words of Fernando Alonso, karma.
It was a bit of karma there. I mean,
a little bit.
Tried the same move. Might have been wise just to sit behind him and try and get that exit out of turn 10 and make the move into 11.
Yeah, I feel like 11's the better place for the move.
Absolutely.
I know I spent a good couple of days in the lead up to the main grid race telling other people that 9 and 10 aren't a great place to try and make a move.
Yeah.
And yet it seems...
I wonder who that was.
You wonder who... You know exactly who that was. Josh Hughes is 3/10 off the back of Jaden Ash, our newcomer.
He's come good in this third race. He had a couple of shockers in the lead-ups. He's just going to hold off Hughes here, and we'll see how Hughes conducts himself through 9 and 10 again.
Yet again.
Sending it.
They're going to go too wide.
Bit of hip and shoulder.
Yeah.
Oh.
They both... One goes in, one goes out. Hughes... Look, by the time Hughes got ahead, Ash was off track, so... yet another it is what it is, I guess. Probably be looked at after the fact. Ash throws it in the wall, unfortunately, and DeLuca comes past. His super softs will definitely be screaming 11 laps in.
Yeah, Gannon holding on with the supers. He's got one more lap to hold off Josh Hughes for a top 5 finish. He's going to be right under that rear wing come around about halfway around this lap, so we'll stick with him. He had 3 seconds on him that last lap, so Hughes just got to hold it together. He's getting a bit hot under the collar, I think. A bit frustrated with how this last race has turned out for him.
Scotty Gannon is a guy who had been with us for quite some time, but then he took a little while off. He, funnily enough, raced in the first series that I was a part of back when I first joined AK, but under a different name. So now he's back and he's putting the car through its paces again. Good to see.
It's always good to have a little break if you need to. Come back and refreshed about sim racing. It can be a frustrating hobby at times.
Indeed it can. Give me 9 months and I'll be probably in the market to buy another rig after selling the last one.
Yeah, I've seen that happen before.
Hughes is going to be on board to have another look soon. Hope it gets a bit slippy.
Slide. Beat it, son. Just let him pass there. That's alright. Switch back, maybe? No.
He's definitely nursing very average, very second-hand tyres on that car.
Yeah, the third sector is probably the hardest to navigate with dead tyres as well. So just consolidated there for top 6.
Yeah, there you go. In the lap times, we've got a 52 versus a 54.
Yeah, pretty hard to hold that off.
Meanwhile, DeLuca's making ground on him as well. Can Gannon hold things off? He's got a lap up, a little bit of a tap on the bum there. DeLuca drops back.
Just a universal sign of you doing a good job.
Yeah. It's like after the footy game.
Yeah.
A tap on the bum in the showers.
Yeah, little real estate agent's office. Sure, there's a bit of that happening. Sunday school, yes, of course.
Oh, Mappy. Jesus Christ. Maffy, the channel's still new. I don't want to get banned on Twitch yet. Fucking hell.
It's a non-denominational Sunday school.
Dan's is now 4 from 4 with a win. Dan Jankos slips in for second. Cooper Shipley's about to run it in. We'll stick with DeLuca for now, who's probably our closest contender for making up another position. Cooper Shipley's about to come across the line. There it is. Matt Belton 6 seconds off for 4th. Joshua Hughes. Yeah. DeLuca can't quite make it work.
Well, that was a little bit closer.
Dan's given us some burnouts.
Yeah, he didn't do the 360 into T1 though. Disappointing.
We've got Shipley run and reverse. But there we have it, folks. Denzel Taylor in first, Dan Jankos second, Cooper Shipley in third, Matt Belton in fourth, Josh Hughes bringing in fifth after his unfortunate incidents, Scotty Gannon in sixth, Tony DeLuca seventh, Jaden Ash in eighth, Bill Kosmarikis ninth, Jim Park in 10th. It was some very, very close racing there tonight.
I agree.
Fantastic racing. Good stuff.
Behind the what would you call it, a Denzelition job.
Denzelition.
Take him out. It was pretty close behind everyone.
It was huge.
Bit of work for the stewards, I think.
Yeah, I'm about to go and sort that out right now.
Big incidents there, but I think that was not as bad as the professionals, how they handled themselves today. So it's been good.
Mm. Well, join us again in a couple of weeks. Chris, you've got Wednesday Cup stuff coming up over the next few weeks, don't you?
We do, yep. It's on every week. We're back at Autopolis Oita this week for the Formula 3 race. We're going to have a second crack at that because there was a lot of people missing from last week, so we thought we'd just delay that round.
Just
so hopefully we get a few more.
Yeah,
hopefully we get a few more bums in seats for that one, and we can continue the season.
Good stuff. Well, yeah, assuming that's a go ahead, I'm sure Denz will be there to stream it for those who wish to watch. Aside from that, the next run for you, Chris, will be on the 23rd of April at Symmons Plains.
Yeah, looking forward to that. One of my least favourite tracks, so it should be fun.
True. And
can't wait to be in the kitty litter at the end of that straight there and the hairpin.
Yeah, true.
And have the beautiful dulcet tones of Fries in our ears saying, "Caution hairpin, caution hairpin."
Every 3 laps.
Caution hairpin. Yeah.
Nice. Well, we will see you all in a couple of weeks for that race. Otherwise, we'll see you again sooner for Wednesday Cup races. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. And thanks, Chris, for joining me for commentary tonight. Appreciate your help.
Thank you for having me. That's Richie Benno signing off.
Catch you later, mate.
Bye-bye.